You know, I almost feel guilty and dirty from from this shit, man. I mean, this was predictable and easy money. Ricky burned. Okay? Okay. For some reason, Julius Indongo at my casino, he opened, I believe, as a plus 135 underdog. Yes. And after the weigh in yesterday, he went all the way up to a plus 185. I got in on him at plus 150. And when I saw it got as high as plus 185, and after what I had been thinking about the fight, and I saw the height, size difference, and everything else, I said, let me put more money on his ass at these high odds. The fight went just like I said it would, just like I thought it would. The size, athleticism, Ricky Burns, the wear and tear. I tell you, Indongo looked like he was hell not just a half inch taller than Ricky Burns. He looked like he was 2 to 3 inches taller than Ricky Burns. I mean, he looked huge. He looked like he grew before this fight. Like he was 6'1" or 6'2" going into this fight. It was crazy, man. This guy is a huge junior welterweight, man. And Ricky Burns' face from the beginning was just like this. I'm calling this dude now. I'm calling Ndongo the Namibian Nightmare. That's what we're gonna call this guy, not the Blue Machine. I'm calling him the Namibian Nightmare because of his height, his size at this weight division, the way he can punch at weird angles, wide punches and shit. I'm calling him the Namibian Nightmare for facing guys at 140, man. This was a complete shutout. Uh, okay, there was a judge that gave it scored it 118, 110. You know what? I'm not gonna be too mad at that guy because there were 2 rounds, the six and the seven, I have asterisk by because I felt those rounds maybe could have gone either way. Okay, so I will give him a pass. But the 116, 112, no, I don't see how that was a complete shot in my eyes. I gave Ndongo every round. Like I said, there were 2 rounds, the six and the seven, that I thought maybe could have gone to Burns, but I still gave him to Ndongo. But how can you give Burns any more? That was just a sympathy score and trying to find something to give Burns, in my opinion. All right. So good thing for Ndongo that this fight was not even closer than it was. It was not close. It was a complete shutout. All right. Uh, my notes. They are pretty simple, pretty simplistic. Like I said, a complete shutout. Round one, 10-9 for Ndongo. Burns doing nothing but circling and not throwing. Ndongo way more active. As I said, when I watched Burns' last fight last night, I watched the first 4 rounds. That's all he was doing was circling around the ring. And this was against a guy who was, like, I think about his size, who did not have a great body, who was not Ndongo. And he just circle, move. And the announcer said that Burns was a slow starter. All right, so he did the same thing in this fight. All right, and they admitted that they had not seen much of Ndongo. Why would they take on this guy when they cannot study this guy when he was unknown? Why try to unify with this guy? I don't know. It was not a smart move. It was a gutsy, ballsy move. I commend Burns for it, but it was not the smart thing because you know this guy just seemed to be you know amazed by the size from the beginning. It looked like he was much bigger than even at the weigh-ins. Okay. Round two, 10-9 and Dongo. And Dongo too big, Burns can't touch him. Round three, 10-9 and Dongo. More of the same. Round four, 10-9 and Dongo. Burns not getting off. Round five, 10-9 and Dongo. Burns got hurt with a left on the bike big time. Round six, 10-9 and Dongo. Burns' most successful round, letting his hands go more, but gave it to Ndongo because of flush body and head shots. That was I had the asterisk, so that could have been even round, could have been for Burns also. So I'm not mad at the 118, 110. Okay, also round 7, 10-9 and Dongo. Burns landed a flush shot that put Ndongo on the ropes, but did not close well. Did nothing last minute of the round. All right. Round 8, 10-9 and Dongo. Big round, had Burns hurt and on the bike big time. Round 9, 10-9 and Ndongo. Burns started well and hurt Ndongo near the ropes toward the end of the round, but Ndongo controlled the rest of the round. Round 10, 10-9 and Ndongo. Ndongo slowing and possibly getting tired, still winning. Round 11, 10-9 and Ndongo. Indongo started out with a burst and control round, slowed at the end, leaned on Burns against the ropes near the end of the round. Round 12, 10-9 Indongo. Indongo dominated round and got a knockdown, but ref didn't call it. The ref was biased for Burns, in my opinion, and showed him sympathy. Excuse me. He had to think about it and called it a slip. Will let Burns hold and punch and clinch whenever he clinched throughout the fight. And Nongo landed a big punch near the end of the fight. Like I said, guys, a complete shutout, easy money to make off Indongo, the underdog, almost a 2-1 underdog going to this fight, man. Crazy, crazy, crazy. You know, it went exactly as I said it would. All right, what else we got here? The co-main event, the super flyweight fight. Did not care about that fight. Okay, congrats to Robert Barnett, Barrett. I mean, close, tough fight. A fan of his because of the Pac Marquez and Joe Louis tattoos. He loves boxing. All right. Excuse me. This Lawrence Okoli, 24 years old, tall guy, impressive cruiserweight. He fought a guy who was 22 and 29. He knocked him down twice, I believe. Could have been 3 times. I don't know. But he got his nose busted. Learning by fighting experienced guys. He was 1-0, now 2-0. Again, this is why I defended Kell Brook's record, guys. A 1-0 guy fighting a guy who had over 50 fights experience. That's how he gets experience, by learning by fighting experienced guys. I like this method that they do over in the UK. He got his nose busted. He was being reckless. Was getting too close when he had the height advantage, and he got caught. He will learn from that. It's a good learning experience. Fighting a tough guy who would not just go out. The ref stopped it. He probably could have continued. Okay. Same thing for Pretty Boy Kelly. Made pro debut against a 4-1 or 5-1 guy. Win a full 6 rounds. Experience better than fighting an 0-1 or an 0-2 guy. Getting in there, getting some rounds in, getting those anxious nerves off. Shaking the nervous feeling, selling into being a pro. I like this approach, guys. I do. All right. So that's about it. I'm not gonna stay long because I'm sick and I'm coughing. But man, this was easy money, man. And Dongo, when it comes to him and Crawford, if Crawford can get past Felix Diaz, which I am not, easily saying that he will, because I think Felix Diaz is a live dog. I like Felix Diaz, but I'm telling you, man. And Dongo, he has that wild size and swinging, and he kind of leaves himself open with some of his wide punches. Crawford is a technician that might not work out too well in Ndongo's favor. But how will Crawford deal with the size? Now, he dealt with Postal very well. But Ndongo, I don't know. I thought at a time, that Ndongo was getting a bit tired toward the end. He was breathing heavy. But between rounds, I think he recovered well. And after the fight, he really was not breathing heavy in the post-fight interview. So while he may have been breathing heavy during some of those final rounds, after he was still on the stool, he came back out and he seemed to be fresh. So I think this guy recovers really well. All right. And, I would love to see a fight between him and Crawford or him and Felix Diaz, either one. They were saying, one of the announcers said, one of those guys that was out there was saying that something about if something about the elite of the division fighting Ndongo, like Terrence Crawford or Adrian Broner. Man, Adrian Broner could not fuck with Ndongo. I'm sorry. Ndongo should be a huge favorite over Adrian Broner. Adrian Broner can't even make 140. But this tall ass dude, man, Broner would be intimidated. He'd be just like Burns with that Namibian nightmare stare. Hell no. Nah, look, Adrian Broner, he does not want on Ndongo. All right. But hopefully, after the Diaz Crawford fight, we will get a unification with the Namibian nightmare. That's what I'm calling him, Julius Indongo. This man will come to the states, and we will have a big fight. It would not surprise me if Crawford wins. That fight might be on pay per view. I don't know. It might not be. Uh, but yeah, man. So nothing but good things to say about Indongo. He came through. He did not get screwed. Thank goodness. And he got his third belt. I don't know why they keep saying two belts. It's three belts: the IBO, the IBF, and WBA. Let's show the IBO some love here. That man earned that belt in Russia. So let's count that belt. All right. And I have to say, I saw my man, what's his name, Anthony Corolla. As I said, I know what a Toyota Corolla is, but I don't know what an Anthony Corolla is. That's my line, you know. Yeah, he was out there doing the telecast, but I had to just squeeze that in because I like saying that shit. All right, I believe that's about it, guys. If I miss anything, I will leave a comment in the comment section below. But man, that was almost 5 hours of boxing or longer on AWE. Thanks to them, man, doing a simulcast of Sky Sports, man. I love it. I love it. I love it. So yeah, thanks to Eddie Hearn, thanks to AWE, thanks to Sky Sports. Adam Smith, refreshing to hear an unbiased commentator, unlike Jim Lampley favoring these guys. He called it as it was. If Dongo was winning, he was not trying to, claim that Ricky Burns was winning or pacify Burns. He called it as he saw it, man. Dongo was winning that fight. So this was a great telecast. I think it was one fight too long though. That super flyweight fight could have been out of there. We could have had those two small shorter fights and that one lightweight title fight. That flyweight fight, I was tuned out. I was ready for the main event by that point. All right. But that's about it, guys. I hope you saw it. I hope you enjoyed it. If not, try to catch a replay on YouTube and let me know what you thought about this fight, guys. But Julius Indongo, I'm enjoying this guy, man. Hope to see him again very, very soon in a big fight, hopefully a unification. Thanks for watching.